But this is how I think. You need to know what you're going to do before you do it. So when you're doing it and you get caught, you understand. If you don't understand what I just said, this game ain't for you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, this is a story I wanted to cover for a few reasons, and it's kind of crazy that we're down this road again, considering that BMF affiliate Jabo has been through everything he's been through already. From spending a lengthy time sentence in prison for his role in the drug crimes along with the whole BMF and Big MEECH, which resulted in Big MEECH still being locked up to this day. You would think that J-Bo's learned his lesson, or at least knew better than to be around a certain crowd involved with certain things that can land him right back in jail. Now, whether he's guilty of whatever they're accusing him of, as of right now, we don't know. But I want to talk about J-Bo's past, his current case, and the dangers of being around the wrong people, places, and things, ultimately leading to these type of results. Now, in the recent case, many people got it confused as to what J-Bo is being accused of, and I think it's due to his background being that he has a drug trafficking affiliated rap sheet stemming from his BMF ties. However, this time around, 51-year-old Chad Brown, better known as J-Bo, who was amongst the 24 people, 34 to be exact, is being slammed for fraud. It's kind of crazy to go from where he came from to fraud, but I'm gonna explain. Now, I don't know if maybe it's the fact that J-Bo has done interviews talking about his past with drug dealing, which is what may have led him to get swept up, because part of the court document states that a motion was put in for J-Bo where they describe how he speaks on the drug dealing taking place in St. Louis in videos on social media. But to my knowledge, from the interviews I've seen of J-Bo, the only drug dealing he has spoke on is the past experiences that he's had with BMF that he already did his time for. So I don't know if maybe this is a tricky tactic of law enforcement to get him included in whatever's going on, or to try to pull him in this indictment and tie him in with the rest of the affiliates that they have based on his past. Now, when it comes to J-Bo's fraud charges, he has been indicted on 1 count of bank fraud and 1 count of using a false writing or document. He also is accused of submitting a fraudulent IRS Schedule C form to obtain a PPP loan. However, during the pandemic, I think everyone literally everyone and their mom done committed some type of fraud in efforts to get a PPP loan because everything in the world just stopped. That's including jobs. Some people filled out false loans for businesses, and some people filled out false documents for personal loans. However, it said that the government took a total loss of $400 billion due to fraud from the COVID unemployment relief program. Therefore, I'm sure whatever J-Bo filed for or took from them was just a mere drop in the bucket according to their financial records. Now, in J-Bo's case, U.S. Attorney Sailor Fleming is alleged that money generated through PPP fraud, which is one of the acts carried out by the members. U.S. Attorney Sailor Fleming will say, quote, "These indictments and arrests targeted an organization that did not just limit their crimes to drug trafficking, but others have been accused of money laundering for the organization or taking advantage of the coronavirus pandemic to fraudulently obtain thousands of dollars in loans that were intended for struggling businesses and employees." Now, it seems to me that the charges pinned against J-Bo really has nothing to do with drug trafficking or the organization that they have at hand, but the fact that they may have a suspicion that he's up to no good but just can't catch him, and maybe that's why they're looking for anything to involve him in this indictment. Now, I've seen a few people get arrested for their role in filing for false PPP loans, but they were never tied into any drug charges. It just don't make sense. It's two different things. unless the proceeds were used to fund the criminal organization and law enforcement does in fact have proof of their accusations. Now keep in mind that he could just be GBA, which is guilty by association, plus it doesn't help that he has prior charges with BMF, and they highlighted that he has been doing interviews sharing old drug dealing stories. But they didn't say they were old, they just said that they were drug stories. Now if you pay attention to the members that are involved in these indictments, out of all the 34 members, J-Bo is the only one I've seen that has charges that has nothing to do with illegal drug activity. A 42-year-old lady by the name of Tiffany J. Nelson, aka Tiff BMF, was indicted on 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering and 4 counts of money laundering. She is accused of laundering the proceeds of illegal activity, where another 53-year-old man that goes by the name Carl Vaughn Garrett was indicted on 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering and 2 counts of money laundering in an indictment which alleged that nearly $1 million of drug proceeds were laundered between March and May of 2021. Now once again, if you pay attention, you can see that majority of these people either have crimes of money laundering, distributing, or conspiracy to distribute. Meanwhile, J-Bo was being held on fraud charges that we don't even know if any of the money went to doing anything illegal, period. Just fraud. So why is he being indicted? Now for y'all that are unaware of who J-Bo is, he was a very close affiliate of the BMF boss Big MEECH, where J-Bo was actually considered the underboss, as they will investigate the $270 million drug organization that stretched over plenty states and cities, the flashy lifestyle of foreign cars, big mansions, pretty women, and strip club money thrown will come to an end for J-Bo back in 2005. This is when J-Bo, along with others, were indicted on cocaine and money laundering charges that he pled guilty to in April of 2007. His plea agreement filed in U.S. District Court in Detroit stated that Chad J-Bo Brown will spend between 15 to 20 years in prison for his involvement in the drug organization. He will ultimately serve 10 years and 8 months in federal prison, and J-Bo will make his return back to the streets in 2017, stayed in the halfway house for about a year until May 5th, 2018, and fully got off papers and finished with everything in October 23rd, 2022. Now fast forward to a few days ago, he's been indicted on fraud charges, but wrapped up in yet another BMF drug trafficking ring for his affiliation with certain members. Now I've seen a bunch of people do videos and call him out for not learning his lesson, saying he's foolish for going back to jail after serving all that time. However, clearly they didn't do the proper research. It's not like he was money laundering drug proceeds or even contributing in any way to the drug organization. They just involved him for something that has nothing to even do with drug dealing, which is kind of weird. But this could teach us a very important lesson. And what I noticed that it's very important to watch your surroundings, watch the places you go, watch the people you hang around, texting, taking pictures with, because whatever they do could come back to haunt you and you'll be guilty just by association. I'm sure that he's only included based on his past and ties to certain people that's probably still in that lifestyle. However, I did this video for those that want clarity on BMF J-Bo and why he was in fact hit with new charges. Now also, to play devil's advocate, let me just say this because this is something I personally went through myself, and it's important because this continued to happen even up until this day. The system is set up for returning inmates to fail in society and return back to prison. This is why recidivism is so high today. This is why these guys are released from prison and there's no place or nothing in place to help them at all. All they have is temp job agencies that pay up to $38 to $50 a day, and that's pretty much it. I'm not making excuses for anybody, but I'm just pointing out that the average individual returning from jail doesn't stand a chance. Then you have a felony on your back. It's hard to get any jobs worth working because of your background. So it's not always easy returning from prison, which is why a lot of guys actually go back. There's more I could touch on about this subject, but we'll be here all day. The moral of the story is J-Bo wasn't indicted for any involvement in dealing drugs. All right, that's it. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.